Scott says that the Blue Kachina cannot be debunked. Well, I've got news for you, and an award for Scott.
Hey everyone, and welcome to my truth review channel, Right Side Up, the channel where you and I can try to make heads or tails out of some of the truths, half-truths and outright lies that are circumnavigating the net each and every day and making their way at high speed into your feed, adding to the confusion and conjecture.
Hey everyone, this is Kevo, and welcome to the second episode of WSO Wormwood Snake Oil Medicine for the Masses Charlatan Awards. As you may have already guessed, in this video I am going to review a claim made by Scott from the Nibiru channel that the images that he showed were that of a blue planet near the moon. I realise that there are already videos out there debunking this, and that even some of Scott's loyal subscribers are calling him out on this one. But I have a bit more to add that will help you to recognise this type of image going forward. So I'm going to analyse in detail the exact images that Scott used in his video. A thorough examination, which is something that you will never see Scott present, because if he did, he would be presenting the truth, which is what I will give you, and that is that this so-called blue planet is simply an image of the moon on another layer within the image seen through the camera's view. I will also show you how this claim is impossible based on two images shown by Scott that show two conflicting viewpoints that are impossible to have. Alright, let's get into it. Now, if you have seen my previous videos regarding layers and lens flares, then you will understand what I am showing you here. I will use some key parts out of my previous videos to help demonstrate, but if you haven't already seen them, then I highly recommend checking them out for a better understanding. I'll leave links below so you can find them easily. The first thing to do is have an understanding of how the camera picks up light in its lens system. The light does not just travel straight through the lens layers to the sensor, it also refracts, which means it changes direction when passing through that layer, and it reflects, which means that it bounces off the surface of that layer. The combination of the amount of layers within and in front of the lens and what those layers are made of, the angle and intensity of light entering the lens and the focal point of the camera at any given time will all alter the amount of reflection and refraction on each layer and ultimately what is seen. As the light bounces back and forth between the layers of the lens system in all directions, the camera will ignore the ghost images most of the time. But other times the combination is right and the image will appear. You can see this translucent image morphing into a solid image on another layer and back again as the camera struggles to lock onto a focal point. I've shown you before that not only do these images appear on multiple layers, but they also show up in a mirror image. Understanding what is going on in the camera is where you need to start. This is a key element to seeing the truth about this so-called Blue Kachina image. Scott puts forth several images that he claims to be the planet, and he details his analysis with lining up a dark patch on the image with the moon and stating that they don't match. Well, let's do the analysis that Scott failed to do. Let's overlay some of these images and see what we see. So I'll start with the easiest one to see the truth in, and I will use Scott's image of the moon for comparison. By putting the moon image over the top of the planet image, lining up the objects by size and rotating to match, we can see as I fade the top moon image in and out that the image below matches the moon perfectly. The next image is once again easy to see. This one is a bit harder, but if you adjust the brightness and contrast, it becomes clear to see that this is also the moon. This image here would be one of the moon, perhaps one of the blue ghost reflections that has been enhanced with a feature like cartoon or some sort of distort and blur feature. And now that we know this is the moon, let me show you another claim that doesn't gel. Scott says that this is the Blue Kachina and this is the moon on the horizon. Scott also says that this is a picture of the blue planet. He does not state the time and location of these images, but given that Scott claims that this planet has just reappeared in cameras everywhere, I am to assume these images are no more than a couple of days apart. That being the case, let's have a look at a model of what this would look like. So if this is the view of the planet, as in the image, then you can see that in order to take this image of the planet from this angle in respect to the moon, you would have to be out here in space somewhere. Now I know Scott would say that the planet is moving at such a speed that these variations in views are possible in a short period of time. However, if you were to get this image in your camera, which you can do at any time you like, you would be able to watch it for hours and you would see that it would stay in the same position in respect to the moon. To move its position though, all you have to do is move your lens filter and you will see it move to another position. If you've been watching Planet X videos for a while now, then you would definitely know who Scott from the Nibiru channel is. A few months ago I developed the criteria for capturing images of Nibiru that would eliminate lies. I made a video and I sent an email to Scott to inform him of this, but as I suspected he would, he ignored it, because if people use this technique, they will see the truth and Scott wouldn't have any content. If you have heard how he talks, and if you have read some of his replies to comments, and if you also perceive that he merely just shows images without giving a detailed analysis of the image and dramatises things without any facts to back up his "the sky is falling" mentality, then you would have to agree with me that Scott from the Nibiru channel is most deserving of a charlatan award. Congratulations, Scott, you are a charlatan. So what do you think? Am I wrong, or is Scott from the Nibiru channel a snake oil tonic peddling charlatan? If you have any thoughts on this topic, I welcome your input in the comments section below, and if you have a candidate for a charlatan award that you would like to share, you can send it to rightsideupcontributions@gmail.com, and if you haven't already, then hit the subscribe button, click on the bell and set notifications. Check out my earlier videos to catch up on some truths, and remember to always do your own research, because no one is more truthful to you than you. I hope you found this video helpful in your search for the truth. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for sharing this video with your family and friends via your favourite social media. Together, let's get everyone right side up.